Lordstown Motors, with the ticker symbol RIDE, recently went public via a SPAC merger. The stock is down nearly 60% from its highs set just 2 months ago. Is now a good time to get in? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Learn to invest like a wolf at your own risk. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, Wolves of Investing. My name is Donnie Nguyen and I'm the founder of Wolves of Investing. If you're new, my channel is primarily about investing in the stock market. If you want to learn how to achieve financial freedom through investing, be sure to click on that subscribe button and notification bell if you haven't yet. Today, we're going to be talking about Lordstown Motors, which trades under the ticker symbol RIDE. This company went public on October 26 via a merger with a SPAC, or Special Purpose Acquisition Company, called Diamond Peak Holdings Corporation. At the time I'm making this video, the stock is down nearly 60% from its highs set just 2 months ago in September. First, we're going to take a look at the stock chart. Then, we're going to talk about 5 things that are important to know about Lordstown Motors. Then I'm going to share with you my new electric vehicle pure play portfolio that I'm building on M1 Finance to focus purely on long-term investments in EV companies. And finally, I'm going to give you my take on Lordstown Motors as a long-term investment and whether or not it made the cut into my EV pure play portfolio. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Here's the stock chart for Lordstown Motors. Pre-merger, as with most SPACs, the stock was flat right around its SPAC IPO price due to the cash held in the trust. Then in August, the merger was announced and the stock price spiked. It reached a high of $31.80 in September. During this time, there was a lot of hype over SPAC EV companies such as Hyliion and Nikola. Then the hype died down, and all 3 of these companies are trading for over 50% less than their summer peaks. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm primarily a long-term buy and hold investor with most of my portfolio. But I do take some speculative risks with a small part of my portfolio. And I did so with Lordstown Motors SPAC warrants when they were trading under the ticker symbol DPHCW. That trade turned out well. I made 100% in a month, as you can see here. And the only reason that trade worked was because of all the hype surrounding EV companies at the time. I would not make that same trade in today's market environment. The market sentiment today is just not the same as it was a couple of months ago. And one reason I know this is because I recently made a similar trade in another EV SPAC warrant that did not turn out as well. I'm not the type of YouTuber that's only going to show you the awesome trades. I'm also going to show you the bad ones. I actually lost 17% on this trade here in the RMG SPAC warrants. RMG is a SPAC that is in the process of merging with Romeo Power. So at least for the time being, I think that this ship has sailed. So for those of you who have not been following Lordstown Motors, to quickly get you acquainted with this company, I'm now going to talk about 5 things that are important to know about Lordstown Motors. This is not going to be very in-depth or detailed, just very high level. So I encourage you to read their investor presentation linked in the video description if you're thinking about investing. Okay, so number 1, what is Lordstown Motors? From their investor relations website, Lordstown Motors Corporation designs and manufactures electric vehicles that revolutionize the way work gets done. Lordstown is an automotive company founded for the purpose of developing and manufacturing light-duty electric trucks targeted for the sale to fleet customers. Not average Joe truck drivers, but to fleet customers, which I think is a very smart business strategy. Located in Lordstown, Ohio, hence the name Lordstown Motors, Lordstown's facility spans 6.2 million square feet. Since inception, Lordstown has been developing its flagship vehicle, the Endurance, an electric full-size pickup truck. And from their investor presentation, they say that they have a proprietary hub motor technology that is unique in the market and provides a robust, safe, and stable ride. And here's an image of their 4 in-wheel hub motors from their website. And they state that this design reduces the number of moving parts and significantly improves the vehicle control. Number 2, no vehicles have actually been produced yet, only prototypes. The first vehicles are not expected to be delivered until September of next year, as CEO Steve Burns states in this video.
When can I actually buy one?
You can buy one now, but you can take delivery in September.
Of next year?
Of next year, correct.
Okay.
At the time of the investor presentation, there were 27,000 pre-orders. That number may seem impressive, but just note that pre-order deposits are merely $100. So I am not very impressed with the pre-order numbers at all. The company currently has 0 revenues. This slide in the investor presentation shows their roadmap on how they're going to be first to market, with the plan to produce 2,200 vehicles in the second half of 2021 and 31,600 vehicles in 2022. I don't know a lot about vehicle manufacturing, so I personally won't believe it until I see it. But I do believe that this will be a make it or break it moment for the company. But on a positive note, the company has a very cool prototype, and you can see it in action here in this video on their website, in this tug of war versus the Ford F-150 4x4.
I don't even have a brake on, James. You got it ready to roll. You ready? We'll call it. Don't go early, Ron.
You ready, Ron? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
And before we get into number 3, please remember to smash that like button, as it truly helps out the channel. Number 3. Who is the CEO, Steve Burns? From the investor presentation, Steve Burns, CEO, world-class innovator behind every product developed and sold by Workhorse, co-founder and former CEO of Workhorse Group. And if you've been following the EV space for a while, you probably know that Workhorse is in the running for a contract with the United States Postal Service to replace their delivery vehicles with electric vehicles. And their stock has pumped so hard this year, from $3 to over $30 at one point in time. And as a side note, Workhorse actually has a 10% ownership stake in Lordstown Motors. So that's what I know about the CEO. Is he the next Elon Musk? I doubt it, but this is yet to be determined. Number 4, what is Lordstown's relationship with General Motors? In November of 2019, Lordstown bought the former General Motors Lordstown assembly plant. GM was also part of the SPAC PIPE that invested $75 million into Lordstown Motors. However, $50 million of that was in the form of in-kind contributions, which included plant assets, plant permits, and plant operating costs since the initial purchase agreement was executed in November 2019. According to Yahoo Finance, GM had an operating income of over $5 billion in 2019. So $75 million is a drop in the bucket for them. I think it's great to have GM as a partner, but to me, this partnership doesn't appear to hold a lot of weight. Number 5. Here are some key details of the SPAC merger. The post-merger pro forma ownership structure was 17% SPAC shareholders, 4% SPAC founder shares, 30% of PIPE investment, and 48% existing Lordstown shareholders. The $675 million in cash proceeds will be largely directed towards CapEx, R&D, and G&A expenses. This includes plant retooling, and it also includes the hiring of a highly skilled workforce to build the endurance pickup truck. So those are the 5 things that I felt were important to know about Lordstown Motors to give you a little background. Now, before I give you my take on Lordstown Motors as a long-term investment, I first want to introduce you to my new electric vehicle pure play portfolio that I'm building on M1 Finance. And if you haven't signed up for M1 Finance yet, check out my referral link in the video description. Both you and I will get $10 when you sign up with my referral link. So this is a long-term investment portfolio that is focused purely on companies that are paving the way for the EV market. These are players in the market that are primarily focused on the electric vehicle market. So you won't see GM or Ford in here anytime soon. Because I expect this to be a very high-risk portfolio, I'm only going to invest a tiny amount of capital. For now, I'm gonna dollar cost average $20 a week, and I may even decrease this to $10 a week. Every time I make a video on an EV company, I think it will be a lot of fun to see how my EV pure play portfolio is doing. For the time being, my portfolio allocation is 60% Tesla, 30% Hyliion, and 10% Workhorse. And as we discussed earlier, Workhorse has a 10% stake in Lordstown Motors. So by investing in Workhorse, we're actually investing in Lordstown. As you can see, the portfolio is not doing well at all. The portfolio is down 9.75% on a money-weighted return, and it is down 5.7% on an absolute basis. What do you think of the portfolio? Be sure to drop me a line in the comments. So does Lordstown Motors have what it takes to make it into the EV pure play portfolio? Here's my take on Lordstown as a long-term investment. I love that they are a green energy company with a vision to accelerate the electric vehicle market. I do believe in the electric vehicle megatrend. But for now, I think that there are too many unknowns, and I would rather wait to see how production goes in 2021. If production goes well and we start seeing the endurance on the road, I will take a stronger interest in the stock. So for now, I'm keeping Ride in the backseat. However, over the next several months, I wouldn't be surprised to see the stock get hammered. I'm not trying to scare anyone here. All I'm saying is that the markets are unpredictable, as we all know. We could potentially see the stock drop below $10 and the warrants drop below $2. If this happens, I will take a good hard look at the stock and the stock warrants and potentially make a purchase. And as many of you know, if you've been following me for a while, I am much more interested in trading the warrants than I am in the stock. So those are my thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think. Drop me a line in the comments. It's okay if you agree or disagree. I'd love to hear your take on Lordstown Motors. Be sure to leave a like on this video before leaving. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.